Hey guys, Ted from Nerdarchy here. 4 Nerds by Nerds, hanging out with
Nerdarchy Dave.
So today we're going to go a little bit different. We're going to talk about types of heroes.
Before we do, jump down to the description below where you can find a link for our newsletter. Sign up for weekly tips and tricks, as well as some bonuses we give out, and learn how to game with Nerdarchy. Would you say this is a player's tip?
It could be a player's tip, yeah.
You know, usually they're the protagonists, so
right.
I would have to say that we'll call it a player's tip. What makes, what types of heroes?
So, typically when you talk about a player character, in most situations, they're going to fall into the term hero. Hopefully, with most games, especially geared up in 5th edition, the players are designed to build these heroic features. So it's like it begs the question, what types of heroes are out there? So
there's probably our least favorite type of hero as the GM, and that is the anti-hero.
Now, there's the anti-hero is the one who winds up, trying to create issue within.
So okay, so anti-hero. How about we give a quick reference with each one?
Sure.
So Wolverine, Punisher, anti-heroes, as well as the guy from Moorcock's books. I've read them. I can't think of them. Elric.
Okay.
Elric.
So you've got characters who, they're going to do heroic things over the long game, but their methods about going about it are not very heroic.
And then a good example of that in one of my games was, even my game that's going on now would probably be Tom, who's usually playing all the sides to earn the most amount of coin.
Right.
I was going to go with an earlier campaign of mine where our friend Psycho played this rogue who we based the character off of Nate, and this is when we rolled the stats and kind of put them where they were. And so he's this big lumbering guy with a huge strength, and he's like, my character looks like Nate, and but he was totally a rogue, and we had a nation ruled by orcs that had humans in it. He was actually from that nation, and he was kind of like a smuggler and arms runner, and he was kind of like working for one town and for the Granies at the same time, trying to smuggle back and forth. There was conflict going on between the two nations, and he was always trying to make the most profit off of both.
Right.
So we also have the reluctant hero.
Yes, and this is the one who is not really interested in doing heroic deeds, but due to one reason or another is swept along in the story. And I don't know whether it's in the same campaign or not, but my friend Jim's wizard Giles, the librarian, he clearly falls in the reluctant hero. We have a level 1 campaign, and this apprentice wizard who wants to do nothing more than stay indoors and read books, and his master's like, nope, you will go on this quest. I'm not going to let you open another book or teach you another spell until you've gone off and experienced what it is to be a wizard. And the entire time, this guy whines and complains, and it was hysterical. Like, it was one of my favorite characters that I've seen my friends play throughout the years. And he didn't break character. He always stayed in this, and like, you'd think that it'd just be like so annoying, but it wasn't. And it was comical.
Can you think of any examples? Like, Spider-Man is kind of a reluctant hero, and he first starts out, in the sense that he kind of wants to use his powers to do his own thing, and then his Uncle Ben gets murdered, and it's the whole. Then he's stuck with the whole. With great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
Is one example. Time of Troubles trilogy. I feel like 2 of the main characters, which actually later go on to become gods, were more or less reluctant heroes, but for very different reasons.
Right.
Cyric, which is the god of murder, I believe now in Forgotten Realms, was a rogue, and really, he really did heroic things, but he was really just trying to impress, the female character in the book, whose name I don't remember. Sorry, guys, I read those books like 20 years ago. But Kevlamor, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, is now the god of the dead in Forgotten Realms. He was also a reluctant hero, but not because he didn't want to be a hero. It was because his family was actually cursed. His line was cursed. And if they ever did an act that was unselfish, a form of lycanthropy would strike him, and he would turn into a panther and just go on a killing spree. So he had to always demand a reward for anything that he did. Otherwise, he was doing it for unselfish means, and hence he was a reluctant hero.
Yeah. So we then have like the hero for hero's sake, and this is whether they're the goodly or whether they're seeking fame and fortune. They're out there to do a heroic deed for the sake of being a hero, and you could stem the character Hercules, who
from the TV show, right? You're talking from the TV show.
Every iteration of Hercules, he always goes out there to do the big things. He's always out there to.
Well, I feel like the Marvel character, or mythologically, like he's also like. He's an adventurer more so for the sake of adventure, not necessarily heroics, and he's also very hedonistic, and there's other things going on.
Okay, well,
but for
Kevin Sorbo Hercules, he
the real Hercules according to Ted.
I dug that whole shtick, regardless of how cheesy things came across. But he went out and he did heroic things just because it needed to be done, and then that's what it means to be a hero,
So from the gaming table,
I mean, there's been a lot of characters who fall into that particular thing, because that's typically where that's a go-to for many different types of characters. I would say that my Undead Slayer would definitely fall into that. He never really thought about himself. He went out. It's like, oh well, we've got this curse that's affecting his queen.
So I think you're more or less, but I think you misnamed it a little bit. It's a hero. You're a hero to do the right thing. Okay. Because the only reason why I say that, because there's another kind of hero.
All right.
Along the same lines, and that is the hero that wants to be a hero for like the recognition of being a hero, and that is like the other iterations of Hercules.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's I'm trying to think of some good character examples. I know there have been where it's like this character type, this hero type is really egotistical, prideful. It's like you're being a hero for all the wrong reasons,
right?
Kind of deal. I feel like maybe U.S. Agent was like that. He wanted to be the better Captain America.
What is the DC character? Something Gold.
Oh, Buster Gold. Yes.
Gold. Like he's out there for the glory.
Yeah, and wants to be well known. Yeah, and then he always struggles with his conscience as well due to that.
Right.
But yeah, Buster Gold is another good example. And at the table, I don't think we've had any of these characters. It would be interesting. Oh, we have. I would say. Oh, I want to kind of say we have. I want to say Ryan's Paladin, based off Zaf Brannigan.
Oh.
Would fall into that category.
So the Spelljammer.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he's. Well, yeah. I mean, he does put his name out there. Like he does speeches about how awesome he is. So
he's less like it's a less serious character,
right?
In that sense, but he's like almost like an over the top cartoon version of that type.
Right.
What else? So that's 4 different ones. The hero to be a hero, the hero for the right reason, a hero
for the wrong reason,
for the wrong reason, kind of.
The reluctant hero, and the anti-hero.
And the anti-hero.
So is there anything else that we're really missing?
Probably, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
If you guys realize what we missed and you want to put your thoughts down below while you're commenting, feel free to like, share, even subscribe.
You can come hang out with us over on nerdarchy.com.
So until next time, stay nerdy.